All right, we back. What was once to be done 2 weeks ago, what was once to be done a week ago, what was once to be done, so on and so forth. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to make it through. I don't know why we're at Kimberly. That's fucking weird. Update 28 came. How are we up to 9 people again? Did we randomly get more people? No. Why does this all seem unfamiliar when I know that it's not? Let me change the whole Magewell thing. We'll put on the ugly sweaters because, you know, holidays. So I'll tell you. Oh, shit. Well, now we're fucking, like, Grace for some reason. We didn't just switch, did we? So, I felt like we finished this before we got off. The last time we totally finished this the last time we got off. And I even did the whole multiplayer save and quit thing. Whatever, we'll let it go. I'm gonna check the list here. First we'll fix the Magewell. Oh, we're already fixing the Magewell. Let's go to... I think it's gonna be weird because the new update came out, update 28, and I gotta tell you, I'm disappointed. The thing I was the most excited about for update 28 was the field of view slider. And it looks like that didn't make the cut for some reason. Probably performance issues, I assume. So that sucks. And I don't know that we'll get the update 28 content in here. Because usually you have to change maps for that kind of change to take place. But we can go look. The bite binders. They're a genuine group. Surprised she didn't take an injury there. So, Halo Infinite is out in 24 hours. And I had promised the stream I would be back. It is 1 in the morning when I'm recording. The kids were here Thursday through Sunday. I didn't get to the recording until now, Monday at 1 in the morning. It looks severely unlikely I can get back. And I've tried to be honest with the stream on the Twitter and on the Discord and so on that this is sort of this is now the state of play, unfortunately. That I'm gonna keep making content in this capacity and not plan on quitting streaming. But I have to see this thing through with my boss. And to at least the first one, or this was all for nothing. Nothing. And I'm not going to talk about my finances on here. I mean, I'm sure I will sometimes, and I'll whine stuff, but I don't want to go into that right now. But that's the main reason. Finances. Got to see the job through for finances. Don't plan on quitting streaming. Don't plan on quitting making content. Right now, I'm writing and recording, and it just feels like that's about what I can do. I'm sure I could do more, but not for very long. I can promise you that. This is going to be a 7-day work week. I know a lot of people are working a lot harder right now. God love you, God respect you, know that's a great thing. But, I mean, it's not a great thing unless you want to be doing that, but at the same time, that's just my situation. And I'm going to make the most of it. And that means keep making content. But it also means be realistic. And if we must have been playing somebody, because someone's going to... Okay, I guess we were playing Kimberly. It must have been a real long time since we took Kimberly out, though, it feels like. I just don't remember playing Kimberly like this. That Solstice crossbow, though. That makes me want to take Emma out, because I want to get her the Solstice crossbow, because I know that I want to legacy her. Alright, so after that little bit of information, believe me, I want to be back. Like, if I wasn't working right now, I would 100% we'd be streaming this right now. I want to give a shit, but I'm... Honestly, at 30, I mentioned that I'm that age all the time, and I'm only 6 months away from 31. That, I don't know, I'm just busier, and I feel guilty if I'm not busy, to be honest with you. So, I need to get the map up. This does need to be done in the next 24 hours, though. Tomorrow, I've also got to get a Halo video up that I finished a script on. The text looks better in a weird way. There's this thing that Stephen Covey talks about, I'm doing something on the computer right now, and that's why we're paused. He talks about it in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he calls it P over PC balance, which is production over production capability. I have been working on our production capability. Mind you, I have, truly. And in particular with the Wii U, which has probably been my favorite project this year. Hey, I'm going to tell you something else funny. You know how they say that changing your cables doesn't make a single damn difference in your internet speed? I changed all my cables out to Cat 8. I bought like good Cat 8 cables. And speaking of production capability, speeds are faster. Now I know it has to depend on your ISP, but using cords that are shorter runs, and I make sure there's no other interference and no other signals around, like electrical wires. Electrical wires can actually mess with coax. Oh yeah, this mission. With coax cables and so forth, so on and so forth. So I have that stuff all laid above it or around it, you know, never on top of it. Noticeable not like it's noticeable, like obviously it's still dictated by the ISP at the end of the day, but some difference. And I'm looking into learning about DNS, and I think I'm going to set up a DNS. Dude, now of course I won't change the gaming speed any, but the more I learn about it, the more I like, and the more I see that it is a probably the best way to browse the web. So, and especially with the workflow when you're making videos, it's like 15,000. Sometimes have like 30 tabs up. Okay, yeah, the map. I never did get the map up though. I got distracted on the whole internet speed thing because I changed out all those cables and then I forgot to do my test for today to see if it actually, you know, did anything. And I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting a lot. I wasn't going into it delusional, but I'm pretty happy with that. Getting our map up. In fact, I think I've got it bookmarked. Do indeed, sir. Cool. We were almost halfway done with this. That's what's crazy. With the whole, like, loot caches. I know it's been a sort of insignificant 7 minutes here as we've just talked. Forgive me. But some of that talk, I think, is kind of useful. We're going to go do the Flying Tigers, because we're still looking... Well, some of the Update 28 stuff did show up. Look at the density. I wonder, really, just how much is dictated by that. We found out the last time we played the game... Which makes me think that they're going to have lights and stuff. But that's all it really is like, there's lights and a beer sign. I've been playing Halo Infinite, so expect my aim to be ass, because we're going from a true, you know, mechanical shooter, where you aim is where you aim, to a sort of 70-30, where you aim. On the side of where you aim. Oh, there's plague territory here, too. It's kind of weird. It's interesting. I don't know if it's going to be really a big deal or not. I guess it helps a little bit. It helps dispel the I don't want to call it a myth. I feel like they made it kind of mechanically plain that the idea was you kill the hearts, you cleanse the plague territory, you get less zombies, you get no blood plague, almost no blood plague in that area, you get less zombies, you just make safe area. But it looks like what happens is over time you sort of regenerate. No lights at night, but that's normal. I should also not be able to loot in there. That went oddly terribly. And I don't know why. I mean, obviously I ran into a fucking bloater. But it's like that happened in slow-mo. Like, I knew what I was doing, but I did it anyway. And I don't know how to I don't know why. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why I just did that to myself. Especially with Emma, of all the people, like... I mean, it's not Oz or Grace, but still, she's the third. Definitely the third best. Something to aspire to there, Emma. Third best. And I have no medical advice? Holy shit. I mean, I just really screwed the pooch. I guess I'm making up for the 7 minutes of just talking. There we go. We got a good move to warm us up. Little jukey book. Little jukey poo. Of course, we've hurt Emma to shit. She's... Oh, I know he's coming on me. But I don't want to make it any worse than it already is. Oh, okay. And I see the marked vehicle on the map, and I guess that's alright. Just kind of feels like, hey, we have this tool set of things we can do. Let's just put that tool set of things on everything now. I've just gone ahead and blown through. I should have not taken the light crossbow. I should have taken the echo repeater. So I could actually shoot through some zombies and we get this bounty done. Also need to quit missing shots. It's like the most important zombie apocalypse rule here. Where's he at? Oh, there he is.
Hey folks, I got an offer you can't refuse. Well, I mean, you can, but you refuse.
Yeah, it's the old State of Decay thing where it's like super sensitive when you just do a little bit of movement with the joystick. Okay, somehow it thinks that there's something there. But if you do a lot, it's not sensitive at all. See how little movements do that? But then a lot of movement will make it go, oh, painfully slow. That one was probably a little harder to tell, but on my end, it's especially noticeable. Micro movements are for some reason very jittery, and I think they do that in like trying to simulate. But obviously, micro movements is what you need in a precision game. We're getting to put the Echo revolver through its paces, and yeah, it's as good as always. What a great weapon. Maybe we're just killing to warm things up here. But see, I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know that there's really a way that you could kill that jug through melee. I think in the case of a Juggernaut, it's more like Doom. You just really need to know the tool. And the tool is called a 50 cal. Or explosives. Either way. Either one. It's fine. I don't actually have a repair kit on me. I really thought I did. Survivor activity is going to be a lot less important to us than this mission because we want the farm back. So we are going to keep prioritizing that. I said we would legacy day 25, but I'm pretty sure we're actually on day 24. I sort of settled these goals up, and we did them as a redundancy. Now, I will say, from the last few episodes we made, I am considerably more confident now that we did indeed go through the homecoming content. 95% of it, like there might have been some stuff I either failed or screwed up, but all the important stuff got done. All the really significant story. So I feel fine about that personally. And I will say I was sad because I was, I was talking about some bigger YouTubers for this game. And one of the bigger YouTubers, can't remember the name of him off the top of my head, doesn't really matter. He's got a lot more subs and a lot more viewers, so you guys would already know him. He does a lot of news videos. He always says, like, his thumbnails are always like, big news, State of Decay 2 changes. I mean, that's like, it's not really going to change much now. We're on State of Decay 3, I'm pretty sure is what we're looking at now. Anyway. These are the facts. That's as is it now, but he's still up front. We want him back here where he belongs. His name is Bub. Bub, salute. Bub, call home.
Also crazy, of course.
It's just crazy. Yeah, you should just kill him. Especially like this deep into this whole thing. You guys been around for a while. Probably lost some friends. Probably lost some family. In fact, it's just 3 of you, so you definitely did. Probably had to put down somebody. But I think that line is still better than I had to put my brother. I had to put my own brother down. I had to kill my own brother. Keeping on. Keeping on. But Geoffrey was talking in this news video, and he said how it was people asking about them making a new map. Which one? I always thought that they were going to do a new map. I didn't know for sure it was going to be Trumbull, even though that was the most likely because they'd already started the art assets for that with Homecoming. But there's always been, if you look at the map, and hopefully I don't get mauled here. Well, this, okay, so Trumbull only has the one. But there's usually 2 or 3 exits. I think it's 3 exits per map. And the big map. So you can, to me, there was always going to be a 3rd map. And that's what that 3rd exit represented. Or 4th map, 5th map, whatever the hell we're on now. Like, there was just a lot of signs to me that we're going to get another map after Providence Ridge. Is the point I'm trying to get to. Like, stuff in the game that was kind of cool how that went down. See, that should happen more often, where you push them really hard, and if you push them into the environment, their head pops. Now, I think that was just a bug. Kill the screamer so the flying can capture their dead friend. Oh, did I already? Don't. Is that Dustin? Yeah, that's definitely Dustin. Where's the screamers? There's literally no marker. And a lot of accidental things at this point can kill him. So what the hell? Do they even have it flashing? No, maybe that's just me. And see, they're not... anyway, they said that Homecoming was... took them a year, and it was like hugely ambitious, and it took the whole team and all this stuff. And then they didn't even bring that many people back. They brought more people back with the Plague Territory update. Dude, there's no screamer. This is a problem. But I kind of expected that this would happen because this is... okay, there it is. But see, it totally just spawned there. An older community... older is relative here, as in a patch behind. Coming to the latest patch where there's been some changes to the sandbox. There's always funky stuff that happens. The reason I'm running this way is so that he can be way away from me, and then I'm gonna circle back, and I'm gonna hope I can create some distance between me and him.
I'm exhausted. I need to rest.
Yeah, I admit that didn't go very well, but the whole lose him by going behind the RV thing, that worked. As you can see him looking around because he has no idea. But this being a silence gun, it sure draws a lot of attention.
Keep that screamer quiet.
Okay, I'm just out of here, okay?
That isn't good.
Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh, no. Okay, I'm not worried about death. I'm worried about Dustin, to be honest, which, again, shows how stupid this mission actually is for those people. We're more worried about a zombie than an expert pathologist. No, they said a lot more people came back for Plague Territory, and they think that adding more mechanical things like Plague Territory and deepening the mechanics is going to be more important going forward. And I'm the most disappointed in that in terms of storytelling. I feel like this is the best story they've told to date. They're really growing their world and really growing their lore, and it's too bad to hear that the data is saying, hey, keep doing Plague Territory. That's what brings the players in. And I mean, all is love and fair, and all is fair in love and war. So if that's the way that it plays out, like in Plague Territory and sidearms and upgraded outposts were really cool and significant. I mean, I'm not hating on that content. It's good content, but I think Heartland is great. It should have brought more people back. I think people maybe are sleeping on this a little bit. That's still smoking. I'm going to use another toolkit. So the big goal I'm working on right now is starting to set up that main farm base, the forever base. that would see our community through. I know who pretty much we want to take through. Emma's going to actually get a short-term run here as leader. And once we get done with this mission set, so we can go to the farm. And from there, we will finish the hearts by taking Grace out and getting her back to leader. This tree, I can now see, is going to be the graveyard for a lot of cars. And that only makes sense. On a return to Trumbull County, there should be a graveyard for a lot of cars. I also don't know that that's completely fair. Like, if they're only looking at login data, like, okay, you might have seen a spike with Plague Territory as far as your numbers are concerned, but it might be Homecoming that's keeping them around. It might be how they log in and they say, oh my god, Trumbull's back in the Homecoming map, and this, I like this story and I'm interested in where the world's going. I want to play through this. And they just so happen to be experiencing Plague Territory. I didn't come back for Plague Territory. I came back for Homecoming. I'm just busy, so I don't do the betas and stuff. Your friend, I get to it as soon as I can get to it. Your friend Dustin has seen better days, but the Screamer is dead. You can go pick him up now.
Even the dead can be useful.
I don't think I've ever taken this community this far. To where I think like 99 times out of 100, I've killed their friend Dustin, who goes by many names, but takes the same form. I could have swore, did they nerf it? Because in the past, Pathologist 100% with a crossbow could collect more plague samples. This was a thing. Fail. Hard fail. I want to get Emma the Solstice here. Even if we never play with Emma again, she'll have it in her inventory. Oh my god, I keep missing. It's like I've been using the pyro launcher a whole bunch or something. Forget how to shoot. Had a terrible dream last night, running on like 3 hours sleep. Got a pet bearded dragon and he hasn't taken a BM in about 3 weeks, and it's got me freaked out that he's obstructed. The great fear of all beardy owners. I had this terrible dream that he died, and I just woke up immediately and couldn't fall back asleep. Good lord, we worry and care for our pets. I'll tell you what, it's a tough experience. It's worth it because you love the little critter, but you know, dog, cat, my case a lizard, but still, same idea. It's got to be like one of those glitches in survival, because I can see no evolutionary reason why. And the resources and effort put forth too. Like, I've got 2 bug colonies and I'm starting to worry we're over the top because he doesn't even eat that many bugs anymore because he's getting older. As in a year, but still. Intricate lighting setup. It's all automated. It's all timed out to be precise. Like, I've tried to really optimize the whole thing for him. But I am actually thinking about breeding him. The colony of survivors, his name's Gilbert. The colony of survivors killed my, putting Gilbert out to stud, killed my friend and they have to pay. I can't take them down myself, but with you on my side, I could get some vengeance. Will you help?
Those monsters will keep being a threat.
50 cal. 50 cal, and especially to me, the Clio battle rifle. Not the battle rifle, but the, it's not the heavy sniper either. It's the one in between that I use constantly when I do, Daybreak. But I hate Daybreak, so I don't do it much anymore. So it's going to be day 25, and these missions were set up as a way to keep us busy because I thought there was going to ultimately be more story missions in the long run. And day 25 was a way that we talked about this, but we could be redundant. We could say, hey, look, we literally scratched everything. We went to the Red Talon base. We did all those missions. We reinstalled the Clio core, did 2 Clio relays. We called Chavez as many times as we could call him. We got everything repaired. And now we'll just play the game out. X amount of days to make sure that there's no other story content. There's only 2 story missions, potentially, in my mind, that we missed. And that is the one where you go in the Sabini residence and you're told to like clear out an infestation. They set up a base there and apparently they tell some story. But we already found the letter. We found all the letters between, I think it's Sophia and Peter, going between the Kirkman residence, the Savini residence, and Snyder Trucking, which should have been a landmark outpost. Not sure why it wasn't. Let's think of the 3 things it could be with the landmark outpost at the Savini residence, or the Snyder Trucking warehouse. 2 materials per day at the cost, or no, rather, let's go 6. 6, that way it's actually significant. 6 material per day at the cost of 6 labor. So, you know, a lot of people probably want to do that because you have 6 labor, you're probably nearing the end game, and at that point you don't need as many material, but hey, it's a thing. You could try. You can set it up as a trading outpost, but it costs 250 influence a day. And then set it up as a CNC mill at no cost of parts. Twice, well, maybe we make it once. Basically, you make 90 parts per day at the cost, at no cost. But of course, that's like all it does. The materials that are being generated there are automatically turned into CNC mill. Crafting, grind, material mats for crafting material. That's what I'm trying to get out. We trade, possibly. Oh, right. Well, Emma's already hurt, so. These guys were... Oh, there's still a lot of hearts around. I guess we can always loot. That was always something we were talking about, too, is just looting the map. These guys are gonna come out the door. I know they're gonna come out the door. The bad thing is I didn't bring with me any, like, fire. I'm pretty much under... They're, like, slowly edging towards the door.
Let's work on making it even better.
Do they not know we're actually around yet? I don't know that... The humans and zombies share the same, like, stealth thing. Okay, there's one down. Usually they don't both have guns. He literally, like, that's the bravest man I've ever seen in my life. He literally ran right into a fucking running headshot. Holy shit, we just brought a bunch of them in. Wait, she wants to join the community. We have 9 people. Well, no, I'm gonna be honest. Come on. Let's get out of here. The situation's crazy.
That's a screamer. Good job. Keep away from that bloater.
I mean, that killed some of them, but not near as many as we needed. No, we just gotta go. Like, she's gonna die. That's a huge fucking horde. Huge. Pretty sure she is gonna die, though. That might have saved her. She's almost certainly infected. What the fuck? Now I had to waste the oddly difficult to get a hold of flare. Rarer than 50 cal bullets in this world. See, this is non-plague territory, and it's still just a mess with zombies. Driving? I actually love driving. But she's infected. Oh, no, she's not infected. Lived by a code? Shit. Dude, the game just let us get up to 10 people. Holy shit. I've never seen that in my life before. Is this a hidden patch note change that you can actually now just push people up past the cap? It's not the cap. The hard cap is 12, but she's now 100% past the soft cap. Soft cap is normally 8. We're at 10. Usually, if you're at 6 or below, you can freely recruit people. And then between 6 and 8, it's... you got to do like really special stuff, or kind of like, or recruit red talent people. Like, you got to know how to seriously kind of put the fix in. But it's possible, was the point. You don't got to completely cheese it. But then from 8 and above, you need to get cheesy. It's the only way. Only red talent people, only missions where you know they have to be recruited. It's hard-coded, like the Builder Legacy, for example, where at the end of that, you know you're going to have all these people run to your base who want to live there. And then, of course, it only lasts like 5 minutes, so. I'm just saying it's weird, and it feels like an undocumented change, but judging by the viewership of these videos, I'm not sure that my noting this here will be remembered. So, do I post it on Reddit and say, hey, I was able to recruit? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. Right now, it's freaking near 2 in the morning, and I've only got 1 episode halfway done, so that's not a priority right now, I think. Damn, did we mess Emma up. Like, she got totally fucked up this time.
I'm sure you'll do just
Now, what's food cost at? Because it's got to be out of control now. Neighborhood Watch. Provide 1 a day. Is that this? What the hell? Neighborhood Watch. What's the Neighborhood Watch? Now, we got to remember that watching the movie was actually completely worth it. What say? Consider any other way to active effects? Where's Neighborhood Watch? Got knowledges and boons and buffs. Command Center 3, carry more stuff in vehicles. Oh, buff. Multi-line. Command Center 3, carry more stuff in vehicles. That's a thing? Really? Sewing gives you 10 max health? Huh. But none of this stuff has to do with... look at that fuel efficiency. Look at that. That's real nice. Okay, that's not showing any of that. Trusted friends, grace, yada, 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 yada. Is there any way the Neighborhood Watch, food outpost, hook? Who's Neighborhood Watch? I'm sure it's not a hero bonus. It must be an enclave bonus. Oh, yeah. Duh. They're giving me food per day? Yeah, of course I'll go give them some fuel. Look at her still sneaking around the world. She don't care. I better grab some fuel myself. We probably have some fuel in a rucksack. We don't. We're rich. We're fine. We're about to set up a real hardcore forever base. So we'll go do this mission. Grace is going to do the hearts. I still got loot the map here. I got the forever fort. We've been talking about that. I think we'll start knocking out these weapon caches. We weren't completely done. It'd be cool to get that all wrapped up tonight. Better fill up the old Vandito while we're at it. Yeah, we'll do that. It's cool. That's a good Enclave bonus. We all know that Enclaves being mobile in the future is going to be cool, but I do not agree with them being able to loot right now. That would significantly change the balance of this game, and it's especially if you got your loot on Dread or higher, that's just Dread and higher, and the fact that loot is already sparse. I mean, just downright scarce. Compare with the amount of hearts you got to contend with in Nightmare and above. Further, that you can't just go and engage with an enclave. Now, I could see, like, be hostile with everyone. I could see hostile enclaves starting to very slowly, like once per day, maybe they empty a house. Maybe. And they'd have to simulate that. I don't know. Well, I don't know. There is some animation, to be fair, in the game. But this just opens, of course, the opportunity for deeper enclaves in the future. For instance, you could have an enclave that seems friendly, acts friendly, shows friendly, but starts looting areas around you, starts taking your stuff. You're going to have to change your mind. This is, by the way, a terrible place to get stuck. They've changed things. This is night. It's milkier. It's less dark. But it's looking a lot better on the Mage Well. It changed on the Mage Well considerably. Like, I don't even have to drive with headlights anymore. But it's very milky. This area, we still got to find the damn heart. But really no more hearts till we're at the farm, which is taking a little longer than anticipated. Oh yeah, no wonder they're friends. We had to kill a blood plague feral for them. And we cleared that heart next to them. They should love us. I think this could have also been a landmark outpost with gas as the feature mechanic. You know, it's not like it should be hard to make landmark outposts, because I feel like there's definitely a formula to it. You can make it operate as a base facility. You can make it achieve a high level of income per day at this. And then you give it some third, more interesting option. Oh, look, the lighting. It's super bright on the Mage Well now. But yeah, they lit this place up. You can't loot in it. I'll be fair, it does look more lived in. I'm sure this was some serious work, actually. This, to me, shows, though, the potential for the idea that I talked about a long time ago, which is that every base in the game could probably be made. Every building, and now it's super dark on the Mage Well. Every lootable building on the map is a potential base, because bases themselves seem to follow a formula. And then, like landmark outposts, you would have special bases. But the starter house, there it is. Any one of these, to me, feels like, and that would be more interesting, because the first time you go to the starter house, you're like, oh yeah, there's going to be tons of bases. There's like 4 per map, right? So not really. It's an illusion, and I don't think they're that successful in creating that. If there's a blood plague feral, we got to go help them. I don't want these guys to die. They're having to shoot their asses off. Which is not ideal. I mean, they're right next to plague territory. Yeah, so then, like, that would mean that the Snyder trucking warehouse, okay, leave it a landmark outpost. Maybe you can't make it a base, but maybe you could. And then you could have a large base. Because there's just, it's the same setup. You see it all the time. That there should be special bases where you get things like the Red Talon base, where there's a story to discover. And there's opportunities for building that you can only experience there. But then there's this more generic formulaic type of base. And generic formulaic don't sound good, except for the sense that it's free. The player is free to make decisions. They can, let's put a starter base here, because that's just where I feel like being here. And starter bases suck, so it's not like, oh my god, they're going to get ridiculously overpowered because they have a starter base. And then you would have larger sites, say, like the fire departments and stuff. They're not that common, so you're still not dealing with very many of these. Be medium bases. And then large places like the Snyder Trucking Warehouse, or the St. Mercy Hospital. Now they're kind of doing that with Landmark Outposts, and I think that is, you know, a fine alternative. But I always had the feeling in State of Decay 1 and 2, like, when are we going to open up the base building a little bit more? Not just facilities, like I'm fine with all that and that kind of simulation, but I still think there could be more freedom, more creativity, especially for those longer term communities that they say their data shows that that's what most people do. Yeah, I'm gonna take my Adderall while also experiencing as many hits as I can. But the thing is, we already found the dino jawbone here. But apparently near the top of this, there's supposed to be a weapon box. And we know it's not on the dino because these are pretty well hidden. That's what we learned the last time. The last time sorry, it's so dark. The last time we played this, I kept thinking, oh, I can't find these, are gone, or we already got them or something. No, the truth of the matter was they're just hidden pretty well. We just have to look a little bit. But usually they also have a light on them, to be fair. I think there should be also a vehicle that you can make that is the upgrade. Like, this is a thing they could have done with vehicles, for instance.
They left this behind.
With, how we talked about we've talked about a few times here where it feels like a lot of things have been updated, but then some things have been left behind, and one of those things is vehicles. Really cool idea, really cool concept, but the auto workshop is sort of underwhelming, and then the upgradable cars end up being underwhelming, and you sort of do it, and then you stop, and it's done. Why not a tier 3? What if you could take 2 Banditos and make a sort of Dead Reckoning from Land of the Dead? And the way that the Dead Reckoning would work is it's a mobile outpost, okay? And it gives you nothing in terms of resources or material, right? What it does give you is your storage locker. Now, it gives you, let's say, 9 slots for running rucksacks back. But the biggest, and it's slow, and it's very expensive to drive around. I mean, it's a gas guzzler, right? Because it's a freaking tank. But it'd be like this backhoe. Look, they've already kind of got art assets in the game that are similar. Basically, you put 2 Banditos together, you give it tank treads, and the Bandito in the back is strictly for storage, and in the back of that storage is a storage locker. You've already got it to where, look, how's that one? It's alive and it's dead alive. You've already got it where, you know, it's tough to explain. I think they explain it in the idea that it's like simulating that someone is actually running over there and like picking the stuff up that you dropped. I don't know how they explain it. Anyway, somehow universally there is this teleporting device that whatever you put in a locker in a safe house, okay, she somehow knocked us down, Bizak, gets teleported to your base no matter how far or near. So why not have a storage locker inside this Dead Reckoning? Now we're gonna get our crossbow kills in, I know that much. What I don't know is that we're gonna find this weapon cache. Because it should be right around here. And the thing is, well, we did know, there was one weapon cache here already, right? Like, there was a box. There, it's right here. That's probably it. That's probably it. Okay, we can cross that one off the list. Now, there's supposed to be a weapon cache here, which I'm nearly positive we already found. This is the base. But what I'll do is there's some Wilkerson stashes here. Somehow we lost the zombies. No idea how. I'm not hurting for swing and a miss. Light bolts, so I'm not overly concerned. That works because at least they'll turn their heads and I can maybe get a second here to... Oh, not a twofer. Damn. There we go. I can get in the vehicle. Wilkerson stashes are a part of the fun.